Today's conversation is with a rapper, a poet, a protein biologist, scientist. This man is all of these and still a ghost. We were lucky enough to bring Sumuk Mysore, aka Smokey the Ghost, on this podcast. And this part is where we have an opinionated discussions on a lot of things like gender neutral terms, also the Israel Palestine issue. Okay, so we were talking about minimal governance and all of that. So, how do you think, Smokey, about the thing wherein, for example, Google has now started implementing this, or someone has that now? If you, let's say, write chairman, it will be changed to chairperson, like suggestions,
I saw that.
gender
Yeah,
neutral
yeah.
things. So what do you
Yeah.
think about that? How
I think
is it?
that's
It's
awesome.
good, and how good it is if it is good.
I think it's awesome. Like, I think even in this podcast, Dheeraj was using he a lot, right?
Yeah,
And that
bro.
shows-
Like, fuck.
That shows how ingrained in us it is. And I have also done
True,
that.
true.
In a lot of like meetings and things like that, corporate meetings, I have used he a lot.
Mhm.
True.
And I think that there should be more opportunities for women, and it's actually in our brains psychologically, so that has to first get deconstructed from us, and we've been conditioned to believe that we live in a patriarchal society. So that has to get deconstructed, and I think it's great for us. I cannot think of anything, any instance where that would be bad to anybody.
Yeah.
But one thing is, when I say he, I don't purposely mean to demean the female community, right?
Yeah, but you are reinforcing that, even without wanting to,
Mhm.
you are reinforcing the fact that he is used popularly.
So like my case, like I kept saying he, but like women played a huge part in our survival. Like
Yeah,
I kept saying
Correct.
he because
yeah, and I also think that the thing is that you're underrepresenting somebody. Like, what if I only use she? Right now,
Mhm.
because we benefit from a very patriarchal system, we believe it's fine because it's not affecting us. We think like that, but actually it is. Like, in many ways, like I feel like I think we all agree that equal opportunities should be given to anyone. When these are done on a general scale, you don't need to put that upon yourself, right? And say that like, I don't mean that, so it's not it could be wrong. Like, no, it's not like that. Like, I think because we are taught since kids, it's not just you, that it's everybody, right? Like, we all use he, like, so like, and these
Mhm.
are like generalized terms. Salesman, right?
Mhm,
We
right.
don't use saleswoman like that.
Also-
that's because our society is positioned like that. So I think these are all very good things. These are neutral terms, right? Like, so it's great for us to use. They're not even asking you to use saleswoman. They're saying use salesperson. So I think that is fine.
Yeah, but for example, you picked up salesman. Maybe we say salesman because when the job started, there were majorly men working there, and from there
No,
it started.
No, I don't think so. I think that they were always saleswomen, but they were not given the opportunity in the medieval ages. I don't know if you have heard of, even if you are to go to the
What?
medieval ages, and like
yeah,
follow
exactly.
the- like but they were not given opportunities, and they
1960s,
were
bro,
given they were secluded to certain kind of jobs,
Mhm.
right? Like, let's say, like, being in the, even today, like being in the kitchen, right? Men being in the kitchen is not a thing. Although I love to cook, I can't, like, I want to be the guy who cooks, but I am not looked at like that. So even for me, it's affecting me, right? Like, in some way. So these stereotypes, these gender stereotypes must be deconstructed at no matter what. And I think that because of that, like, today, because we live in like today's times, we don't see that this happened in the past. We must recognize it. That is why that term has come. It's not come because it was a man who started it first. That's not really how things get coined, right? Things get coined because popularly the majority was man working on it, right? Why was
Right.
that happening?
Exactly,
Why was that
that's my point.
happening?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that was happening because only men were allowed to do that, because they were considered to be more masculine and like more powerful and strong and all of this, which is not true. I know women who can beat me up.
Mhm.
So
No, bro, like I don't
should
think
think about
that is like a fair comparison. Like most of the men can beat up most of the women. Some women can beat you up, but you can beat most of the women up.
Yeah, so
But-
I heard.
but there are-
I don't know
but
about that. Yeah.
When it comes to like sales, I don't
Yet to be
think.
proven.
But bro,
So it's like the strongest woman on earth cannot be the strongest man on earth. That is the thing. I think
We
what
don't
Gil
know
is trying
that.
to say.
yeah, bro. But
Who is the
no,
strongest?
Smokey.
Have you
Smokey.
seen this battle?
No. You're
No,
wrong,
but
bro.
How do you
I
know?
think this is very clear.
But-
Even if you,
But when it comes to sales, I am 100% sure if I build a sales team, I want women in there. Like just I don't like
Uh-huh.
this just not for the like equal representation and inclusivity and all of that. I just want like for my benefit, bro. I want my
I don't
team
really
to like
care about the. I don't really care about the end outcome, right? But I want the opportunity being given for the strongest woman to beat the strongest man if possible.
yes, which
I
is
want
the
that
best thing.
opportunity to be
Uh-huh.
given, right? Like
quality of
that is what
opportunity.
right. That is what matters, and that is where we need to be neutral, right? So
Mhm.
why do we call like MC? MC is such a what is it? Master of ceremony, right? Now we call them femcs, right? Women rappers.
Mhm.
Right? Like it's so ridiculous, isn't it? They're also rappers at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
Like so
Correct.
so these kind of general neutrality is supposed to be done, and we should stop like separating these things, because like in the official documents, and especially this happens with like salesman and things like that, right? In official documents the wording goes like that, and when the wording goes like that, it puts a predisposition in our head that this is how it is supposed to be, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to, if I'm thinking aggressive, I'm thinking man for some reason, right? Today I've hired a woman as a salesperson in my company, and
Mhm.
she outperforms everybody,
Exactly.
bro.
Exactly.
You know?
Like this is my observation as well. Like when it comes to sales, there's no data. Like when it comes to like combat sports, there is data, or my personal observation that like men can beat a woman. But when it comes to sales,
You know,
it's my personal
I've been
observation that women can outperform men. Like
yeah,
even if it's
I've been
tele
To
feeling-
sales.
exclude the groundwork, right? Or
What?
you guys are talking including the groundwork. For example, going here and there and
Everything.
talking to people.
feel
Yeah, women can outperform men.
they
They're more
can, bro.
They're more
know.
agreeable, and that's what helps in sales.
This lady who I have hired, she kills it. Her reviews are like point her the door. They're like point her the door, she'll sell it, bro. She's that
Exactly,
hustler,
yeah.
right? Like so I'm like, I can't do that. I'm a man, I can't do that. I
Mhm.
don't think certain things are very gender oriented. I don't think certain things that we think are like that, right? Like so it really depends on how we look at this. So if I'm to talk about this slightly biologically, do you
Mhm.
know that testosterone,
Mhm.
when you're a little embryo, it can sort of stub down certain centers of thinking as you're growing up as a baby. Do you know that?
So the left side of the brain.
Nothing like left side and all, but logic. For example, logic is hugely skewed in a man. There's like scientific evidence that
Mhm.
this happens. You know?
What?
So yeah,
I
you can
like to
read
think
about
I'm.
this.
I like to think I'm good at logic, bro. But you never know.
Yeah. But as a group, like
True,
women are seen to be better.
True. Bro, because women are outperforming men in the academia right now. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't matter where. Like it doesn't
Exactly.
matter which stream, which.
Yeah, they have they multitasking, I would say. I know men who there are exceptions. There are men who can multitask. I cannot multitask for shit. I can't do it. I have to do one thing by one thing, a maximum two things together, right? I've seen my mom. She cooked. She went to work. She packed my food. She cleaned the clothes. She washed the dishes. She did everything, bro. That was nuts, right? Like the multitasking they
Okay,
can
so-
do is
Yes.
ridiculous.
A question just popped up. Don't you think this multitasking capability, I'll say, came because of the patriarchal society in women?
No, I don't think so. Again, I don't think that if you position it in a way where oppression is good for you,
Yeah, bro.
I don't think that is good. you know.
Yeah, bro.
So again, if you really want to, and I think oppression
And
keeps
this
coming
is-
up in this whole thing, right? Like,
I'm so
let me
sorry.
just finish.
Yeah.
Let me just finish. So oppression keeps coming up here, and I think that again, I would like to drop like this lovely book by Paulo Freire, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. This is a gold. This is a gold mine.
What does pedagogy mean? Like whatever that word is.
It's a study. It's a study of oppression.
Achha, okay.
Right? It happened in Brazil when this guy was growing up because of the Great Depression and all of these things, like blah blah blah. So you cannot justify oppression to be a good thing.
No,
True,
I'm
true, true.
okay. Just a disclaimer, I'm not justifying. I just had this question.
No. I understand. I understand. Like you can ask me a very critical question of that, right? Like I'm not saying you, but I'm saying like no one can position that as patriarchy is benefiting them because it benefited the man because she was in the kitchen helping the man and the man was just chilling, right? Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
so,
got it.
But this also goes for everybody listening who thinks we needed colonialism for fucking railways and ending the sati. Like, fuck you. Fucking impressionable motherfuckers. Like, think for yourself. Like, bro, it boils my blood, bro, when people say, like, I was having this argument with this guy. His argument for slavery is the black Americans are doing well than every other black community in the world. It fucking boils my, like, I cannot stand that shit, bro. Like,
I think that these are all very privileged opinions. That's what it is.
Maybe.
It definitely is. because we don't get affected by that. We are like that. Like actually, like just to add a little more to this, as a boy, male boy, boys are male, growing up, like I was always given that I can do anything in my life. I was always told you can do anything, bro. You know. But as a girl, that isn't said to her. You have to be careful. Make sure that you are safe.
Right.
Like, so there is a inherent inferiority complex that is being built purposefully by society in them versus a superiority complex that is built for me. So I'll tell you how this does not benefit me. Okay.
Right. Pressure.
When I go out there in the world and I see the real world, I'm going there with such sublime overconfidence.
Right.
That when I go out there, I really fall and it hurts me, and I'm like, I'm living in denial. Like, why is life like this?
True.
The inferiority complex, right? When she goes over there, of course, this is oppression, but when she goes over there, she is way more equipped because she's always on her guard, doing her thing, blah blah blah. Now, this does not even benefit me. It does not even benefit her. Right?
Okay.
So from this situation, I would say that patriarchy does not benefit anybody, and that is why I think all of those changes, chairperson, like salesperson, all of these things are extremely important and they have to be done. And I really support them.
So
I thank Google for doing that. Like,
also, bro, again,
although I hate them for saying Kannada sucks and things like that. So bad.
Bro, but again, like coming to the capitalistic point of view, so like I believe in inclusivity and leveling the gap generated due to the incapable, like not being able to participate in the legal or the economical system. If you put that aside, I 100% believe that. But if you put that aside, a man cannot empathize with a woman like a woman can empathize with a woman. So if I'm making a product, right, I think we need women execs, we need gay execs, like we need these people, like so that they can provide perspectives and this is completely selfish, right? This is the complete 100% extreme capitalism. Like
sure,
a man, so a man cannot provide me those perspectives, even if he can. He's his EQ is like 180 or something, like he's the most craziest empathizer. But he cannot empathize with, like, and if you have these execs who have merit, that's just even better. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I agree, man. I agree. I think that we hopefully one day we'll have LGBTQ representative being the prime minister of this country, that would be fantastic. I would want to see that day, just to
Okay.
see perspective.
Okay, sticking to the gender inclusive terms. Actually, Diaz and I have already had this conversation, but now I'm going to ask you, what do you think about the term birthing people instead of mother? So,
Oh,
yes, so
sure. I mean, see, I don't know the sort of logic behind like why mother was replaced. I don't particularly
Exactly.
have.
Exactly,
I
bro.
don't. I
How
don't
is it
particularly
inclusive?
have. I,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why that was removed, but I
Mhm.
don't really have a problem with birthing people either, if you want to call them that. But I don't have a problem with calling my mom either. I see there are extremisms everywhere, and like with everything. But again, if it is not hurting anybody, is calling mother birthing people is it a rule that I cannot say anymore at home? Is it in that extreme, or is it something where like that is going to be replaced in official documents and something like that?
No,
Like
it's just like
unless it's
promoting.
that.
Uh-huh.
So the thing, I guess it could, like, to think about it for a second. In a form that you will fill, they will
Mhm.
ask you for your father's name.
Mhm.
Right? What if they asked you for birthing people?
But so now that I think of it, like it's for like people who are adopting kids. Like
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
for them. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
that as
adopting,
well as
I'm not
the
giving
forms
birth,
and things
right?
like that. No,
Yeah, so
but
that's so. But they
that's
can
the
be their
distinction.
mother. Like that's the distinction. They can be
That's
their
the
mother. Like
and also these kind of I'm again looking at this from a very form filling kind of point of view. Like
yeah. So
you want
fuck.
to not. I don't like. I've seen so many times where my girlfriend has got absolutely pissed off. Like, why the fuck does he want to know my father's name? You know.
True.
So I think you should be given the option of filling what you like. It's fine.
Unless and until no one's
Mhm.
forcing you to, it's fine.
Yeah, but certain things like salesman, that those kind of things, I think have to change. I feel, I mean, it's something that we can collectively agree to.
Right, that is fine. Collectively agreeing to it, which we should.
Again, forcing something would be just as oppressive as
Right, exactly. That's my point.
anything else.
Okay, so I think moving on and continuing on the track of oppression, we want to say something on the Israel-Palestine issue.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this issue is like such a layered Pandora's box. It's basically like, number one, that you cannot go by history, primarily because history by itself, number one, is written by people who won. It was
Okay.
written always by the oppressor, number one. Number two, history by itself, if you go from today backwards, and that's what matters, right? Like you cannot go from history to today, right? You go from today to history, right?
Mhm.
If you're doing that, then you basically come with like, Israel did this, then Palestine did this. Israel did this, then Palestine did this. Israel did this, then Palestine did this, right? And I feel like that is just so ridiculous, because like it's at this point of time today, if you look at that,
Mhm.
the power is being held by Israel. Okay,
Right.
and I find that as a very oppressive situation towards Palestine, right? If you're not looking at history, right?
Mhm.
And today again, coming from that point of view, it's absolutely wrong, because like Israel holds missiles, they're the strongest military, they have a defense system that's the best in the world. They're the best. I would say they're the best military in the world. They have like great technology, all of these things.
Yeah, one of the best.
Even
yes.
the geographical
You know what, Palestine?
positioning.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Palestine has rocks, right? Recently, Hamas seems to have missiles, right?
Mhm.
Now, if you look at historical oppression, right, like and how it has happened,
Mhm.
you look at like what happened to Taliban, right? How was Taliban formed? The Americans were there. They bombed a bunch of people, innocent people standing over there. They go, and now innocent people don't have like family anymore, and they're pissed off. If my family was bombed, and
Mhm.
this is what happened actually, where Israel thought that like the militants apparently were hiding among innocent people, so they just bombed them, right? So I mean, for me that is ridiculous, because now you're also creating more people over there who are against you. They
Mhm.
hate you because you killed their family, right?
Got
So
it. Mhm.
that for me that was oppression, right? And I think that at some point in time, like, Israel needs to realize that they are the ones in power and they shouldn't do any of this, and that is why I find that in this debate Israel is wrong.
But what do you do if your country is being bombed by the other people? How do you react to it?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say over here is that, like, of course I would retaliate to it, right?
Mhm.
But that's the same thing, that's the same way that a guy from Palestine is thinking,
Right.
right?
Uh-huh.
And he's not wrong. You bomb somebody, you bomb me, I'm going to retaliate, bro.
Mhm.
And like, I don't think that Hamas started it. I don't think that Israel either started it. But I think that at the end of the day, there is so many layers to this, like religious layers to this, that is really crazy. And I think that where this got really complicated for me, if I am to like pinpoint an area, and this is a very personal thing,
Mhm.
I would say Zionism was the problem. Where you feel you're superior to someone was the problem. Like, that we need to have this kind of a state is a problem. That's pretty much what is happening in my country today. And it's what happened with Hitler. To say that this is superior to this and we need this to happen here
But was okay. Uh-huh.
was messed up. Yeah. What are you saying?
You're saying was Zionism about Jews feeling superior?
In some
Or-
way, it was they were saying that we need this state,
Yeah,
right? Like
I think. Uh-huh.
Zionism. And I don't think that I want to explicitly state here that, and this can be very misinterpreted, I'm
Mhm.
not talking about Jews. If you might understand what
Exactly.
I'm saying.
There are
Israelis.
Jews
I-
who are anti-Zionism.
I'm not.
There are
I'm
sects.
absolutely. I'm actually absolutely not being anti-Semitic, right?
Got it.
I
Mhm.
am being anti-Zionist, specifically, right? Like, there is a difference between saying Hindus and Hindutva. There is a very big difference,
Mhm.
right? Although they sound the same,
Right.
they
Yeah.
involve the same group of people, right? But it is not the same. There is a radicalized aspect to one, and one is absolutely like oppressed, right? So that is what I'm talking about. And I feel like in that debate, like, yes, Israel is radicalized, and it is in some way an apartheid state, and it's really crazy. I don't think that. I think that there can be a reiteration of something known as a peace plan. I don't think that third party should be involved in this, like how the British did to India and did to Israel, or
Mhm.
like how the UN did in coming and saying, okay, these are the 10 rules you must follow to be absolutely like safe in this, and like follow international
Mhm.
law and things like that. Like, they didn't really help the situation, because it's like it's again colonization. It's a new form of it, where you're coming in and saying, like, I think this is good for you, follow this,
Mhm.
right?
But
Yeah.
so, but if you look at the history, you'll see that Israel has tried multiple times for a peace thing, but never happened.
No, but my point is that uh, uh, history by itself is written by people who won. Okay, and I'll tell you why that is important. If you look at the kind of peace that was given to them, right? It was peace, but it was also very peace in the sense that it was like not really something that would be agreeable to them. The same both of them are Abrahamic religions, and that's where the religious layer comes into this, right? And both of them have the same place of worship, right?
True.
Right.
So but that same place is where both of them want to go, and certain accesses were not given to them. They said, okay,
And
you
bro-
stay here, bro. I'm like, but I don't like this place, this is trash. They're like, no, you
Bro,
stay here,
and
bro.
coming to this point, I don't think like Christians will have any problems accessing those places. I don't think the rich Muslims will have any problems accessing that place. It's only these like poor Palestinians who will be denied the access, and that's where
Yeah,
I take the issue. Like
and like
the Sheikh of Saudi Arabia will have no problems going to that mosque if he wants to. Like
yeah.
like, he
And-
is-
and-
get-
and- Yeah,
Mm.
and I feel like Palestine, right? Like, and Palestinians are being specifically labeled here, right, as those kinds of people, right? That is where that whole problem is arising, where you're saying, okay, this person is like this, so I'm going to oppress this person, and there have been instances of where they've occupied their homes and things like that. It's becoming a land issue. It's gone on to be so ridiculous that the Israeli government posts memes about this, and even goes on to like talk about like how this is a real estate issue. Very ridiculous, right? Like, you're the guy who's in power right now. I don't care about how it has happened historically. Okay, history is dead. To be very, very honest about this, history is over, right? Today, who has the best military in the world? And I think you will find the answer there. Right?
So-
These guys have rocks. These guys have missiles that can destroy missiles.
So you're blaming Israel for being stronger.
No, I'm
Is
not
that the
blaming
case?
Israel for being stronger, but I am blaming them for using their power against a weaker opponent. You imagine you're fighting The Rock. You watch the WWE, right?
Right.
The Rock is gonna beat you up, bro.
Yeah. So
And you
the-
expect
right. So
you
the first,
expect that to be a fair fight.
no.
No, right? Like, are you going to say that, okay, The Rock is okay with beating up this guy, although this
No.
guy
So which
does
is
not
why
have any power?
I wouldn't pick a fight with The Rock. But
Yeah,
if
but,
I pick one and then I
but-
lose, I cannot blame Rock for beating me up.
Yeah, but if Rock was going to come to hit you in the face, you would retaliate, right?
So you're saying it's because Israel started all of this? Is that the thing?
No, I'm not saying that, because that's very layered. Again, what I'm
Mhm.
saying is that at the current moment, right,
Mhm.
the position of power is held with Israel, right? And
Right.
it's coming to beat up this fellow. This fellow has rocks, bro. And these guys probably have missiles. I would say, I mean, this is speculation, but I would say supplied by America just to create conflict in that region.
I think
right?
Iran, which
Um,
which got missiles from USA in the past.
Yeah, correct, right?
Israel
So,
have, yes. Israel has.
both have.
I don't know about
Who is-
Palestine.
Who's the biggest arms dealer, manufacturer and dealer? in the
No.
world?
Like Iran got
Who's
their
the
armory
producer?
from USA.
The USA is the biggest arms dealer in this world. They
Mhm.
benefit from this in a capitalistic world more than anybody, more than Israel, more than Palestine, more than anybody else.
Mhm.
The person with the power,
Mhm.
the movement, is really the one to blame always. And these are like very aggressive, very like I will bend your arm kind of conversation that is happening between each other, right? And
Mhm.
and honestly, there is no winner in this, really.
That's true,
Except-
yes.
Except the US. Except the US. Primarily because they benefit from conflicts in this area.
Mhm.
The Arabs and the Americans have always been in conflict, always, and they by keeping these regions are like also very trade and like
Exactly.
rich in like lot of things, right?
Mhm.
Like, so these areas are extremely important to the US, right? Like, and or any other person who gets control over this area.
Even if you
No.
take away the like commodities, just the like potential for religious tourism.
Yeah, it's a lot, and because it's a holy site, one of the most important holy sites for both of these huge groups of people. I'm not even going to say countries because it's many countries, right? Christians and the Arabs, this is so important for them, and that's the problem. Like, I think that in one way, like, if you really want to solve this, you need to like deconstruct that religious thing, and that so much reminds me of a situation like the Babri Masjid and Ayodhya.
Right.
Again, it's fair on nobody, man. And I think that the only person who escapes this conversation is an atheist. Everybody else is like totally affected by this, and there is no objectivity in this situation at all. Like Gaza Strip, when Obama being the nicest guy, didn't say anything when Gaza Strip was getting bombed, right? So here we are.
Bro, I think it's pretty easy for us to sit here and take sides when we do not have anyone fighting in the Israeli army for like the Israeli government, or like innocent people living in the Palestinian who are like getting caught in the crossfire. So just like sitting here and taking sides, you should. The discourse should be there, but at the same time, it's very ignorant. Bro. Like just to sit here and like.
No, it's not ignorant.
Having a discourse is not
ignoring anything.
Right.
We're not ignorant, but we are privileged. We have the comfort of sitting in our homes over here and like, you know, saying whatever we want about that, opinionating about that. We're not even Palestinians, neither are we Israelis, right?
Exactly. Like.
But one thing I can say is there is power in the hands of one guy and there is no power in the hands of the other, right? If two huge countries which had like crazy ass military power among each other, which were just as bad as each other, and they were battling each other, that's a whole different matter, right? So this is a more of a humanities issue, right?
Humanitarian.
Humanitarian issue. I mean, even an issue of humanity at the moment. To recognize that, like, you know, yes, all of you were affected at one point in time. All of us were affected at one point in time. Can we come to an agreement where we can visit our holy place, right, and live there? And actually, what is really interesting is I was very curious about what exactly happens. So, like, you know, if you're on Clubhouse, go and search for Israeli-Palestine groups. There are today clubhouses where like people on both ends, and of course these are also in some way privileged people who are sitting and talking about this. They are Israelis and Palestinians going through this all the time. And it's a great place to like actually understand both sides of the perspective.
Right.
And this brings me back one full circle to what I was talking about in the starting. You should be able to put aside the fact that you're Israeli and look at a Palestine guy and say, what are you going through? And be able to like look at that, right? You should be able to look at the Israeli side of the story and see if there is merit to it. Even if you're arguing for any side, right? And I feel like it should not become a matter of, oh, you have a better army, so like it's fine. You know, like I don't think flexing, and that's a very hip hop term, like flexing is not good enough, right? Like for it to be correct, you know, you can be a weak person and still, you know, go through like a very horrible time. And I think that we should, just like how we are appealing for code to be safe, right? Or we are appealing for the Dalits in my country to be safe. Even those Palestinians should be safe at the moment. Like, and I just want to also touch upon this whole terrorism aspect. Terrorism by itself is a term given randomly to any organization that affects a government. Okay, if there was no terrorism, we would not. When we take a flight, we would not even have to go through security checks. A whole business is made based on fear. Okay, and the instilling of fear is extremely important. Remember that even those terrorists were put in the position to be like that. Otherwise, if they were given the opportunity to not be like that, they wouldn't become terrorists in the first place,
Bro,
right? That
I don't know about that, bro, but like malicious terrorists
I
and
feel
like when they gain power and like the Islamic terrorists, it has always been USA withdrawing after fucking up a country. Like it's always been that case, according
that's
to
what
me.
that's oppression. No,
You
that's what I'm talking
send
about.
your troops there, you fuck up the economy, and then you withdraw when everything gets bad. Then you say, "Oh,
No,
look at
you
these
killed
guys."
people's loved ones, much, huh?
Yeah, and
You
that
killed my
and
baby.
that creates an opportunity
It pisses
for,
me off.
but that creates an opportunity for like
Yeah.
bad people to capitalize on like and sway
Yeah.
public opinion against.
Which is why all of this has become such a personal matter, right? Like, and with every one of those citizens. Now, when somebody is praying, Israel goes and like fucks them up. Hamas launches a bunch of rockets at those people. Israel launches rockets back at them. Like this does not sound right at all. Like if you take for a second, if you like step back, and what is really getting what is really not being discussed and being ignored over here is positions of power. I think that should be what should be deconstructed, irrespective of what history says. What history says at the moment, what is going on, right?
Bro,
So
like
India
even
in the World War, India in the World War took a very "I will not side with you" approach, right? That is extremely. I will not lean with a certain side.
I think we fought for the British, bro. Largest army there was. Yes, we did, bro.
With the British, yes.
I mean,
that's how
we
like 10 million.
We were made,
yeah, exactly. Like
we
whatever.
were made to.
Sorry, I'm so sorry for saying that.
Fight. Okay,
but that's why 10 million of us died because we did not have food. Because
see, like, be careful about what you say. Like, listen, be careful about what you say, because we did not choose as a country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
fight with the
100%, 100%, bro. 100%.
Yeah, but just to clarify that, like,
I'm so sorry to say that.
You're safe as well from misunderstanding.
Sorry.
Yeah. we were in many ways slaves to them. And
exactly.
We fought by their bidding.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I would say at the moment that if you look at our foreign policy, right, we did not entail leaning towards any particular side. That's what I mean to say, right? And we need more deconstructions of positions of power like that. Like we need that from both ends. I think that Israel also should be open to like get these people to just pray, like forget everything else, right? You could de-escalate this whole situation by not launching missiles, but actually going the other way and saying, I'll let you pray.
But I think they have done that. It's not like if you're a Muslim or if you're a Palestinian, you go to pray and then
so the checkpoints. Checkpoints and
no, there are a lot of discriminations and checkpoints, and there is a propaganda that is passed where they say that the Palestinians are like this. So Palestinians are naturally affected.
But it's not.
Like,
it's not natural propaganda. Like they're using radio or like, and this goes for both sides. Like even for Palestinians, they in their religious studies they are taught that just this, like the existence of Israel is harmful to their identity, and to the Jews it's taught that the existence of Palestine is harmful to the Jewish identity. So this is it's a whole another level of propaganda. Like our propaganda comes from the news and stuff like this. This goes like
exactly.
I think it's both the sides, or so not the people.
I agree, but but Mayank, don't you agree that at the current moment, right? Leave aside and why and what and where and all of these things, and it's very important to have sight of the current moment, right? Don't you think that the power belongs to this Israel at the moment?
It does for sure. But then I think it's not Israel who's starting all of this. So the thing is, if you go to war,
it's not about started, right? Like that is a compounding debate. He started it, then he started it. This is a compounding debate, right? But today, right now, I don't think we should make the childish debate, or he started it, right? We should make the debate of what we can do to solve this, right? Like, and that debate involves the position of power being deconstructed over there. That person holds the power, and he should not be the one just killing random people.
Yeah, so I
That's
get
what I'm
it.
saying.
So, what do you think will be the different approach? For example, if your country, if let's say you're living in Israel and your country is being bombarded by missiles, even though you have a very good defense system, but still someone's attacking you, what do you think the approach should be? If not retaliating, then what?
I think that first of all, yes, retaliation is like making something where, like, a person who is oppressed by you is retaliating. That's one thing.
Mhm.
I don't think the Israel even had to put effort, right, to defend themselves at the moment. They're the best military out there, if you understand what
Exactly. It's yeah,
Right.
that is the thing. It's like
So-
saying if you
So they did not even have to do that. The rocks don't even matter to them, right?
Mhm.
So from that perspective, I don't think that this was even a matter of. It wasn't even a fight that Palestine was bringing up on Israel. I don't think it was a threat even at the moment,
Mhm.
right? Maybe long time back before Christ was born or something like that.
Yes.
But I don't think at this point of time, right, it was a threat. So that whole machoism reaction to it was really like wrong. I feel like, that whole like Zionist angle to that was
Mhm.
really wrong. I feel,
Yeah. So
Bro,
I,
like my
So-
country is going through something similar in Kashmir, bro. So like my approach would be like, let's mobilize the Kashmiris, even who are living in the Pakistan or the Chinese occupied Kashmir. Let's mobilize them to New Delhi, Pune, Mumbai.
yeah, but here's the
And-
thing is, if you try and do that, and the people living in Kashmir say we don't want to participate in this thing, we don't want to move to New Delhi, what do you do then?
So have you heard of like people like Palestinians who live in Jerusalem and have like jobs like software engineering and
I don't know
graphic
any-
designing? You don't. Yeah, that's what, bro. You only looking at one side.
No, I'm looking at both the sides. I'm saying if you want to mobilize people, let's say, so what you're
But
trying
do you-
to say is
so-
that Israel
So
should.
do you know people who have regular jobs who are not fighting for Hamas and who are middle? Let's not even like go to the poorer people because they are more susceptible to radicalization. Let's talk about people like us who have jobs like software engineering, graphic designing.
Mhm.
People like that, Palestinians like that exist. And when you
Mhm.
say that these people do not want to participate in the Israeli economy,
No, I'm
is
not talking about
100%
everyone.
wrong.
But the thing is, I'm not talking about everyone. But the thing is, you cannot go out and select who's with whom and who's with whom and who's with no. Like who's on your side, you can't go and choose, right? You cannot go to that state and then pick people who want to come to you and then leave the rest of them. You can't.
Why
do
can you
that.
not? Are they not Israelis? Like,
No, if let's say, okay, if we
Are they
consider
not
Kashmir
Israelis?
only, there are some Kashmiris,
Hmm.
let's say, who don't want to do this. What you said, they don't want to move to New Delhi.
Hmm.
How do you go and pick and
Yeah.
choose who should and who
you
should
just
not? Or-
go there. Okay, so like you go there and like
It's
provide
also-
buses.
Also
No,
not.
Smokey,
fair
let me complete.
analogy.
No, Smokey, let me complete. So like just those who want to, just give them the opportunity so that we see that there are people who like. I cannot believe this, that there are more than 50% people who want to live in Pakistan. I don't care if they're Hindu, Muslim, Christians, or like Sikh or Buddhist. Everyone wants to thrive.
Yeah.
Like they will join India, but that's the thing. Like the jobs aren't there. They cannot immigrate somewhere else. And one point I will try to clarify before. Sorry, Smokey, to like interrupt like that, but
No.
I have to so I have to be very mindful about where I get my information from. So like I am present in a lot of conspiracy theory communities, and what you'll see is prevalent here is that they'll say that they're not anti-Semitic. They'll say that, but Bill Gates is the devil, Rothschilds are the devil, Mark Zuckerberg is the devil. So you cannot say that the anti-Semitism isn't there. It's there, but it's just anti-capitalist. They are capitalistic people who are like bringing down capitalistic heroes. So I have to be very aware that this anti-Semitism, what the fuck, is like
Sorry.
coming down to me as well. So like even like both of you, like you should be very mindful of where you get your information from and what biases
Correct.
those informations are creating. Like,
Which
and
is
I have to
why
be
talk about.
I have to be very mindful that there can be anti-Semitic values in me, because not every, but most of the podcasts I hear is like Jewish people control everything. Like there is that wave.
I don't. Again, I would like to reiterate that this is not about Jewish people.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
This
Yeah.
whole thing, like so it's very wrong to look at that and say, okay, yeah, this is how this is going to end up, and they were oppressed before. That is a very weird debate to make, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I would like to say that, like, I think that yes, there is propaganda everywhere, right? But nothing takes away the fact that, again, Israel is the position of power. Nothing changes this. There is no propaganda that can undo this or
Mhm.
say that this is false. I don't think that exists, right? So from that perspective, primarily we should deconstruct that, and not like militarization of that whole like military is not the solution to that. That's what I feel.
Mhm.
There has never been a case where like military has solved terrorism. I don't think that case has existed, right? There has always been a case where there is the US that will go and they will say, I captured Osama bin Laden and I came back, right? There has been one or two instances of that, but those people also are replaced by newer people, right?
Exactly. Until and unless you like empower them so that the threat of radicalization of normal people goes away, terrorism will always exist. Like,
Yes, so
bro,
I agree.
like we
Yeah,
were
and I
talking,
also- I
we were
also-
talking to this,
I
we were
also
talking.
think that, they
Okay,
yeah.
so we were talking to
No,
this.
what I was trying to say is that
Okay, Smokey, you go first and then Dheeraj. Let's do that.
okay, I was just saying that the Israeli government has sort of conflated the Zionist agenda with like Judaism, and therefore they're not like
Exactly.
allowing the public
Exactly.
to criticize the government, right?
Like if you
so
if
there needs
there
to
are
be-
Jews who are not anti-Israel but anti-Zionism, and they're like, you're not a Jew. They attack
Yeah.
them, like throw stones at them, spit on them, like shit like that. Like if
Yeah, that is
you're a
also
Jew,
there. So
if you're a
what you
Jew
want-
and you don't
Yeah.
think that the Palestinian operation is wrong, you're automatically labeled an anti-Semite.
So you're suddenly not a democracy anymore. Like it's messed up, I would say.
Yeah.
So I'm not even against like Zionism, bro. And I know like Smokey, you'll disagree here, but
I am.
yeah. But if there is someone who wants to, like, let's say a white guy wants to convert to Hinduism and want to live near Ayodhya or like Haridwar, I think his immigration should be subsidized. He shouldn't come here and like tell me ki I am a purer Hindu than you are. Get the fuck away from here. Like, this is my land now. Like with that logic, bro, I own Africa. Like when you like Judea, when you connect the whole like land conflict and like the land reform with historical context, so the main, for those of you who don't know, the main argument is not like let's leave Palestine and how it was found and all that. The state of Judea
Kingdom of
was
Judah
formed.
and Israel.
So the kingdom of Judea was formed when Abraham brought back the Israelis from Egypt and freed them. So they were there first, then they were mobilized because of the anti-Semitism. I agree, like that's true. Like I 100% agree that's true. Like, and you can call me delusional for like saying that.
There
But-
is a very
but-
specific
but
reason I
with
don't
that-
use
With that logic, like my ancestors were mobilized from Africa because they were storms and shit. So should I go in Africa and like, bro, this is my land? Do you not know history? Like,
No. I mean, I basically, from my side, I will not use religion as the debate because I think it's a human rights.
but
issue,
no,
right?
but every Israeli
I'm
content creator that I see out there, he's
Yeah.
using this argument that this has historically
Yeah,
been
of
our
course,
land. It doesn't matter. Like,
you have been.
it doesn't
you have
matter
been
if
labeled
it
to
has
that.
been like,
You have
even
been
if it
labeled to
is,
that, so you're hurt
even
by
if
that
your
sentiment.
ancestors were, even if your ancestors were living there, doesn't mean you can come here and mobilize people to like deserts and you take up all the good shit and you immigrate there because it's of religious importance to you. And I completely agree. Do that, bro. Like, you know, raise your kids and near the holy sites. Do that. Like, I have no issues with that. But coming there and like mobilizing all of these and compartmentalizing all of these other people who have been living there for like 100, 200 years, doesn't matter if they came from like 100, 200 years isn't a short time. Like, or you need to go back. Like,
Power, bro. Simple. It all comes down to this. Everything in this world comes down to one thing: power.
yeah, fuck. And I really did not want to speak on this because, again, like I follow a lot of these conspiracy theorists, and they, all of them, like, they're suspect as fuck for anti-Semitism. And like, if there's a Jew watching, like, following and stalking me, and he sees that I share some of these guys, he'll automatically say, "Acha, this guy's anti-Semitic." And by the way, like, I look up to the Jewish people. Like, there are certain practices and stuff, like they've like the value for education,
Don't
the
make this
economical.
about Jewish people.
No, bro. But you have to. But I really do look up to the Jewish people, bro. Like, why they are thriving. There are reasons. Like,
I don't think Jews have anything to do with this. Jews live everywhere. I don't think Jews have anything.
No, bro. So that how the Marwadis are so successful in India, it's pretty similar. The case is very similar. No, bro. There are practices that they have adopted when it comes to interacting socially and economically within their community. You can call that racism, but I don't think that is racism. That is again capitalism. But these practices led to all of these people, like, you know, like getting access to certain activities or stuff. You have to look into all of that, like why the Jewish or the Marwadis are doing so well.
No, see, listen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't come from that point of view, right? I come from the point of view that this is not about Jews at all.
No. I'm not
about this at all.
I'm not saying this.
Listen.
I'm not saying this about Israel or Palestine. I'm saying I'm not anti-Semitic because I look up to these people. Like, that's how I want my people
I'm not
to
countering
behave.
you. I'm not countering you. I'm just saying that I don't come from that perspective. Okay? I don't come from the perspective that this is about Jews at all. Okay? I am saying that in Israel, its constitution, it protects like religious freedom, right? So why does the restrictions of legal freedoms of why the restriction of legal freedoms of like Palestine, right? So that is apartheid. Okay. And that is something that's what I am against, right? I'm against Israel. I don't have anything to say about Jews and all. Okay. Like, let's not bring like a national debate and a religious debate to conflict. This has nothing to do with religion.
I've seen people like saying you are a Holocaust denier because you don't support Israel, because you don't support Zionism. Like,
I mean, I have not.
The fuck, bro.
I don't know about those people. I will not interact with those people.
But you see how dangerous that is, bro.
I think I make a fair.
Like, labeling someone anti-Semitic just because you're not like with certain things.
I'm sure that happens a lot in all sorts of like scenarios. But like I said, this, from a very state governance power angle, or that is where I am saying that Israel is wrong, right? That's all I'm saying. I have nothing to. I know a lot of Jewish people. They're amazing. I have nothing to do with that. Okay. I don't think this is, again reiterating, I don't think this is a Jewish issue at all. I don't think I have any. At no point of time here I am saying anything about Jews. I feel.
Yeah, so the thing is, with great power comes, like the saying goes, great responsibility. That is what you're
Spider-Man.
saying.
You just quoted Spider-Man. So, yeah, I mean, of course, with great power comes great responsibility, and also with great power comes great oppression. So, that is something to be mindful about.
Mhm.
I think that is what is being swept under the rug at the moment, right? You know, everything else is being thrown at us. History is being thrown at us. All of these, facts about the Holocaust is being thrown at us. But what about the present moment, right? Like, can we just fast forward to that for a second, and look at what is happening now? And that is where the whole issue sort of comes in. Like, Palestine has a bunch of people in it. It's not just like one singular people, right? Like, so they have Christians, they have Muslims, they even have Jews, right?
Mhm.
So all of them are oppressed at this
But
moment.
they have been
And we should not
mobilized.
forget that.
But
Like,
no,
even
no.
the bomb, even
The Jews
the bombs
living
that
in.
were dropped on. Listen, bro. Listen.
Mhm.
Even the bombs that were dropped on that Al Jazeera office, and things like that. Like, which is I find that all of these were ridiculous. Like, Israel looks at them as a whole bunch, a state, right? But they're not, right? They're just like immigrants at the moment.
I think this will never end, even
If you-
this discussion. But even if you look at the present moment, again, you can. I mean, you can blame Israel, but you can also again come to Palestinians, because if you know, there was supposed to be an election in May, I think, and that was a Palestinian election, and that was postponed because the leader of the PLO, or the area that rules West Bank,
I'm
he
aware.
thought that they won't win, like Hamas would win, so they postponed the election indefinitely. So again, you can say
Sure,
that
sure,
it's their
sure.
propaganda, that they only started in.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
mhm.
No, but I really think people who was a clerk before all of this happens, before the war starts, people are clerks and own ration shops. They want to vote for Hamas. I don't think Hamas is coming up and taking, okay, I am the leader now. I think people are choosing some of the Palestinians are choosing Hamas, but we
Because
have to look
Hamas
why.
Fear
won
rules
elections
politics.
in 2006.
Fear-
So yes,
But we have
Fear-
to look at why. Why are if they have the Israelis accepting them with open arms, I don't think they want anything to do with Hamas.
Listen. I think what Dheeraj is trying to say
Mhm.
is that fear rules politics. It's how politics there works. Everywhere works.
Agreed. Yes, everywhere. Yes.
Why? Yeah. So fear of the other person messing up. Like I said, you could have traveled in the aeroplane without security check, right? That's why I said that.
Mhm.
Because fear rules who you vote for, what you do, and how you behave, and how you see the other side as the enemy, right?
Mhm.
That's how it works. And tolerance is required over there, right? Deconstruction of power is required over there.
Got it,
While all
yes.
of these things are true and both sides can be blamed, today the giant is Israel. Unfortunately, again, I'm sorry, I'm reiterating that again.
No,
and
it's
again,
fine. Got it.
because we are deviating from this whole discussion of making it religious, and we bring all sects of people here. Come on, let's not forget that the muscle is on only one side at the moment.
Mhm. Okay. Again, I think the reminder has
Anyways,
started.
yeah,
So,
I
Smokey,
think
is
we
there
should
any?
sort
Is
of
there
call it.
anything? What?
Well, I would like to say that, first of all, thank you for listening to whatever I have to say, and it was great also listening to your opinions in all of this, and understanding different perspective. It's always a very good educative experience, and I think that's how we can really gain and understand objectivity. That's absolutely important, and it doesn't matter who you are, how you are. I think the most important thing is the human form, the humanity, and we should absolutely put that above everything else. religion,
True.
everything else. For me, I feel that humanity should be put above everything else. And
Right.
my religion is humanity, and my home is planet Earth. So
So, Smokey the Ghost, thanks a lot for coming here. Thanks a lot for doing this. Because I think even though we have talked about a lot
Thank
of
you so
things, I think still I won't mind if we stretch this more, but we can do it more often, I think, these discussions.
we gotta eat, we gotta sleep.
Yeah.
It was fun though, 100%.
Anyways,
It was
great,
fun.
great talking to you, Mayank and Dheeraj.
So I
Looking
must
to
say
make
this,
some good
this
music.
was this was much
Amazing.
better than I expected, to be very honest.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that.
Okay, so we'll
Thank you
close
so much.
here, and I really hope that we come together and do this more often with you, Smokey, because I think there's a lot that we can gain from you, and the type of insight that you give, I think, will be great for all of us. Hope to do more.
Thanks so much, bro. I feel the same. Thank you.